Most people, when they hear about Airbnb, they get defensive. Realtors are no different. Their minds automatically go to the dark space. They think about parties, the house being destroyed, the neighbors being called. They just think about anything and everything bad that's possible with the home, and they associate that with Airbnb. I don't blame them. That's all the media shows. In this video, I got to sit down with one of the largest and most successful brokerage in Orange County, and I had the chance to explain to everybody in this brokerage how Airbnb actually works and why it makes sense for them as realtors to help their clients get Airbnb properties. When realtors understand the true potential of Airbnb and when they combine the Airbnb product to their arsenal, their income explodes. CC was nice enough to invite me to speak about Airbnb with her office. I decided to bring Sidecar Donut to her office, so just in case, if they hate my presentation, they get to taste the best donuts in OC. We got 16 so far. Firstly, I wanted to thank everybody for making it to the meeting this morning because I know that it's so busy, everybody has things to do. A little bit about myself really quickly. My name is Cheetah. I'm the founder of the B&B University. I figured out how to do Airbnb without owning properties. In 2018, I rented my first property for $3,900. I got the landlord to give me permission to sublease the home out. The property I broke into 2 units. It's a 3-1 in front and a studio in the back. In front, I was averaging $6,000 a month. So the back unit, I was getting about $80 to $90 a night, full book the whole month for studio. With just one property, making so much profit, $4,000, $5,000 a month, a light bulb went off in my head. And I was like, I need to rent more properties.
So my question is like your first house, you still, you purchase, right?
No, rent. Rent.
You rent. But the question, you keep talking about you rent. But the thing is like, normally, the house owner wouldn't allow you to,
Yeah,
that's why I'm kind of...
So it's a great question. So she says, most landlords will not be okay with the fact that you're using their property as an Airbnb. How did I do that? I keep saying I rent. So the thing is, you have to explain to them that it is okay, right? Once they accept the idea, it's just a sublease agreement. It's very common. When you rent out to a college student, one student has the lease, they can sublease to 4 other students, right? Same concept here. There's no difference. See, this is how I started it. And my cash flow is so much now, I don't need to do that anymore.
So when you start a business, do you use your own money?
So when I first started, actually, I used credit cards, believe it or not, to start my business, okay? So I amassed about $250,000 of personal and business credit card. I use a credit card to buy all the furniture. The furniture costs about $14,000 a house. The payment is 1.5% of your balance. So I was paying like $200 a month for the furniture. The property cash flow $5,000. I pay the minimum. I use all the cash flow to rent and buy more houses.
So question.
Yes.
So when you convince the landlord could allow you to do sublease, so you usually pay higher rent than market price?
No, in fact, I pay regular market price and then I also get free rent. Okay?
Really?
Yeah. I established the point where the landlord is not only allowing me to use their property, I get free rent from the landlord in order to do this.
The lease agreement have to be 30 days, right?
Yeah.
So how to handle that?
Scarlett asked an amazing question. She says, with Airbnb, there's so many regulation, right? And sometimes the regulation says the minimum has to be 30 days. In that instance, what do? Well, you comply. So I lease it out 30 days or longer at a time. So if it's minimum 30 days, then I advertise it on Airbnb, minimum 30 days. I'm gonna give you guys an example. If you guys look at this in the screen here, okay, so this over here is $22,000 in 1 month in one property, okay? This is August 2020, during the pandemic. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath property. See, I love the face you're making right now. You're like in disbelief, okay? It's 3-bed, 2-bath. This is in Costa Mesa.
Oh,
Costa Mesa. What you see here, this is not typical. The average 3-bedroom in Costa Mesa on Airbnb makes about $7,000 a month, okay? How I did this, how I earned 3 times more than everybody else, is simple. I get my Airbnb listing to the front page of Airbnb search, okay? So as more people see my property, more people book my property. Here's what I want you to notice. Do you see the guest count right here? It says 8 people. Okay, I fit only 8 people. My property is small. This is my neighbor down here. I know who this is. This is 1,300 square foot up here. This is 2,500 square foot down here. They fit 16 people. We're both 4 bedrooms. I only have 4 beds. They put
11 beds.
11 beds in their house. Yeah, so I charge $726 a night. My house is half the size, half the value, but I charge 50% more.
Just putting you on the front page.
Yes.
As you mentioned, you have like cleaning crew in all cities.
In all cities, correct.
They just work like full time for you.
That's correct.
So you don't have like a management.
No. So it's really difficult to run this business and then hire a second company to do it, because at that point, right, most of the profit goes to the management company. Right. So you really have to self-manage, right, in order to make it make sense, because it's just a lot of work.
You just put a combo box at the front, and the renter can just open it and get inside.
Well, no. So Nan asked a great question. How do I get people in and out of property? Which I don't mind sharing with you guys. I use a automated lock, right? I use the electronic lock. I change code with my phone.
Oh, I see.
Right?
So you
But-
change it
Man, how many codes do you have?
every time.
Thousands at a time.
Is there a specific model that you go after, or any good deal you would go after and you would just fill in with people in the property?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Jung asks, what type of properties do I typically like to get? Bigger property or smaller property? What type of property? So the truth is, the types of property that I like to get is return based, how much percentage we can make back in return. There's not a specific type of size, it's all about how much we can make. So if mortgage is, again, 3,000, we make 10, that's a good deal, right? If we get a big one, if mortgage is 20, we make 20, that's a bad deal. I don't touch it, too much work, no cash flow.
But at this point, with the interest rate being the way it is, I mean, that's got to affect your bottom line, I guess.
It has, but the parameter of 2 times mortgage is still possible. So before, my parameter was 3 times mortgage, 4 times, 5 times. So now, it's 2 times. But still, I mean, right now, you're buying at a deep discount. You go to your investor, and it's 2 times mortgage. I mean, you are the oasis. You're that lake in the desert. They have found the answer for you. Because right now it's dry. A lot of people are slowing down. But if you tell them, you show them this, you show them the numbers and everything that's already been done, 100%, they buy.
Just one more quick question. For today, the market, the trend, you think it's slower than last year or it's the same?
For Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little bit slower, but some of my properties are setting new records. So the general sense of the market has slowed down slightly, but specific properties that I have that are really good for the analytics have gone up. I had such an amazing time at the brokerage and explaining everything to everybody. It was such a positive experience. After the meeting, over 5 different agents immediately contacted me, texted me right away, and sent me deals. You guys, this simply makes sense. If I can show you how to find the property that can double its own mortgage, it becomes a no-brainer. If you guys want to learn how to do this, make sure you like this video, comment, send me a DM with the word investment, and I'll get you guys going.